We've traced the playbook, from a weather station at Fiery Cross to a fisherman's shelter at Mischief to a standoff and a nature reserve at Scarborough. Now, in the final episode of From Shelters to Bases, China's Deception Playbook in Philippine waters, we ask, what does the endgame look like if the triangle is completed? Episode 5 asks a simple question. What happens if that triangle is completed? Look at the map from above. One militarized reef here, another there, and a third to the north. Fiery Cross. Mischief. Subi. For years, analysts have called them China's Big Three outposts in the Spratlys, each with a long runway, harbor, radars, and missiles. Now add one more point. Scarborough Shoal, Bajo de Masinloc, Scarborough to Filipino fishers, only about 120 nautical miles from Luzon. Connect those points, and a triangle appears over the West Philippine Sea. First, what already exists? On Fiery Cross Reef, China has built an artificial island with a runway over 3,000 meters long, hangars, a deep harbor, radars, and hardened shelters for mobile missile launchers. On Mischief Reef, inside the Philippine Exclusive Economic Zone, there is another long runway, gun and missile positions, and extensive radar and communications systems. On Subi Reef, just a short distance from Pagasa Island, a third major base mirrors the same pattern. Airstrip, harbor, sensors, and suspected air defense and anti-ship systems. Together, these three outposts already form a chain of what some analysts call unsinkable aircraft carriers in the Spratlys. Scarborough Shoal, Bajo de Masinloc, Scarborough, is different from the Spratly reefs in two important ways. First, it is close. The shoal is roughly 120 to 124 nautical miles west of Zambales, well inside the Philippines' 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone. Second, it has long been a traditional fishing ground and storm refuge for Filipino, Chinese, and other regional fishers, a role noted in the 2016 arbitral ruling. If heavy radar or missiles are ever placed at Scarborough, they would sit roughly 240 kilometers off Luzon's coast, within reach of the sea lanes and air corridors that support Manila and the main logistics routes feeding the capital. Now, imagine the triangle as a network. To the south and west, Fiery Cross, Mischief, and Subi already host runways, surface-to-air and anti-ship missile shelters, and new antenna fields believed to support electronic warfare and surveillance systems. To the north and east, Scarborough guards the approach to Luzon and sits near the routes that lead toward the Bashi Channel, the narrow gap between Taiwan and the Philippines that many experts describe as one of the most critical choke points in any future conflict over Taiwan. If Beijing were ever to build permanent facilities at Scarborough, analysts warn it could help. Link up radars and sensors into a wider air-sea picture. Support a potential air defense identification zone over parts of the northern South China Sea, and place additional pressure on shipping and air routes that matter to Manila, to the US-Philippines alliance, and to Taiwan's southern flank. In that scenario, the triangle would not just cover reefs, it would lean over the main island of Luzon. But the triangle is not just about maps and missile ranges. Its impact is already felt on small boats with no radars at all. Since 2012, Filipino fishers at Scarborough have faced constant presence by Chinese Coast Guard ships, blocking, shadowing, and, in recent years, repeated water cannon incidents against Philippine vessels near the shoal. If the nature reserve label is used to justify even tighter control, those same communities risk being pushed further away from their own traditional fishing grounds, while larger powers debate stability and order on paper. The triangle is not yet closed. There are still choices to be made. Some of the most important tools are not military at all. First, transparency. Public documentation of water cannon incidents, near collisions, and illegal fishing or reef destruction helps strip away soft labels like reserve or shelter and show what is really happening at sea. Second, the law. UNCLOS and the 2016 award remain a legal baseline. Scarborough lies within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, and blocking lawful fishing and navigation there has already been found unlawful. Third, partnerships. Joint patrols, capacity building, and exercises near key routes, including areas connected to the Bajo Channel, signal that the Philippines is not alone in defending a rules-based order. Fourth, guarding the information space. The same soft language we see at sea also appears on land, in business forums, community events, student groups, and online campaigns that repeat talking points about win-win cooperation or just protecting the environment, while staying silent about harassment and blockades in the West Philippine Sea. Analysts describe some of this as united front work, efforts linked to Beijing that try to shape how other societies think, speak, and stay quiet about issues like Scarborough Shoal. Learning to recognize these patterns is part of protecting our own national conversation. And finally, support for fishermen. Presence missions, fuel and gear assistance, and simple tools like cameras and trackers help coastal communities stay visible, safer, and part of the story, not pushed out of it. Across this series, we have followed one long line. Fiery Cross, 1987. A weather station for sea level research. Mischief, 1995. Fishermen's shelters on stilts. Scarborough, 2012. A mutual withdrawal that only one side followed. Scarborough, 2025. A national nature reserve declared over a shared fishing ground. 4 phrases, 4 turning points, 1 pattern. In the past, the world often failed to recognize that pattern until it was too late. Today, Filipinos and our partners can see it more clearly, not only in the structures built at sea, but also in the narratives pushed on land, in our media, and in our communities. From Fiery Cross to Mischief to Scarborough, the pattern is clear. Soft labels, hard control. What happens next at Bajo de Masinloc isn't a surprise anymore, it's a choice. Whether law or labels rule these waters will depend on all of us.
As the sun sets, the BRP Sierra Madre stands firm. Stay informed. See you next watch.